Good morning, children. Welcome to this biology class. Children, you know that in biology we learn about the plants and animals and about different microorganisms which are present on this earth. So, in this session, we are going to learn about the classification, how these animals, these plants are classified, and why this classification is needed by organism. Children, you know that on this earth there are different types of plants and animals and microorganisms are there, and they are all unique in nature. They are different from one another. So, to differentiate, to make the study easier, we do the classification of these animals and plants. Taxonomy, it is the biological science, children, which deals with the identification, nomenclature, and classification of organisms. Or in other words, we can say that for identify, to nominate, and to classify these organisms, we use the term taxonomy. Now, this taxonomy, it was given by the scientists to make the study of different organisms easier. Because, children, you know that in different parts of the world, some common names are there for plants and animals, and they vary region to region. For example, the birds that we know here in India, it is Goraya. But in Pakistan, it is named by some other name. It is called as house sparrow in England, pardal in Spain, mush in Holland, and suzune in Japan. So you got it, children, that Goraya itself has different names in different parts of the world. So to study this particular bird, it is difficult because we cannot recognize this bird, as we know that it is called as Goraya in India. But when we go to other part of the world or other part of the earth, we cannot get what they call as Goraya, the name. So scientists, they came to an idea that if we give scientific names to all these animals and plants, so they can be easily identified in different parts of the world. Okay, so here are some of the animals which are related. You can name them. Okay, so rat, cat, bat, etc. Now all these animals are there. So what is the advantage of the classification? That it makes the study wide, and it also gives the picture of all life forms at one glance. In classification, it is also essential to understand the interrelationship among different groups of organisms. Classification also forms the base for the development of the other biological sciences. So, the scientists gave the unique name for all these organisms. Now, they are known as the scientific names, and these are guided by a set of rules given by International Code of Biological Nomenclature. In this, children, the genus name is always there, or we take two names, the generic name and the specific name. And genus name, it is always written, the first letter is always written in capital, whereas species name is just written after the genus name, and its first letter is always in a small case. Now, both names of an individuals, they are printed in italics. but when they are handwritten, they should be underlined. Okay, like Rana tigrina. It is the scientific name of a frog. Okay, so Rana is the genus and the species is Tigrina. So these all names, whatever names the scientists derived, it is derived from the Latin names or the Latin words, because this Latin language, it is used from very old time. That is why it gets hold over from when scholars communicated. So, to order to distinguish each kind of organism in language that is precise, uniform and understandable to investigators throughout the world. Children, let us move how the taxonomy is done. So Linnaeus, he was the scientist who is known as the father of taxonomy because he developed the binomial system of nomenclature and a system of classification. In both animals and plant kingdom, the lowest category is the species and highest category is the kingdom, while rest of the categories which are placed in between the species and the kingdom, they make a framework of the taxonomy. So, for writing the taxonomic or hierarchical structure, first we write, starting from below, we write species first. Then after species, we do write genus, or we can say a group of species constitute a genus. Then after genus, family is there, or we can say the group of genus is called family. Similarly, order, group of family constitute an order, and after order, class is there. So again, we can say the group of order constitute a class, and group of class constitute a phylum. Okay, then last but not the least, it is the kingdom. Now this kingdom includes all organisms who shares set of distinguishing common characters like plant kingdom and animal kingdom. So all plants, they come under plant kingdom, and all animals, they come under animal kingdom. So children, there are 5 kingdom classification, and this 5 kingdom classification is given by scientist Whittaker. Now he has given, or he has categorized the animals or the organisms into 5 kingdoms. Kingdom Monera, these are known as the prokaryotic bacteria, and they contain prokaryotic bacteria and blue-green algae. Kingdom Protista, which has unicellular eukaryotes. Kingdom Fungi, which has multinucleate higher fungi. Kingdom Plantae, that means all the plants, they come under Kingdom Plantae. And Kingdom Animalia, which has multicellular animals. So let's move on to first kingdom, and that is the kingdom Monera. Now this Monera word, it has originated from the Greek letter moneris. It means single. Now children, only bacteria is a member of kingdom Monera. They are the 4 most abundant microorganisms on this earth, or they are the oldest microorganisms on this earth. They are only visible under the microscope. And these bacteria, children, you know that they are found almost everywhere on this earth, whether it is extreme condition like cold, spring, hot, snow, deep oceans, places, they are survival of the on this earth. Now these bacteria, Depending upon the shape and the size, they are again divided into 4 types: coccus, bacillus, vibrio, and spirillum. Children, as the name denotes, the shape of the bacteria gives the name of these microorganisms. Coccus, it is spherical shape. Bacillus, it is, you can say, spindle shape. Vibrio, it is comma shape, and spirillum, it is spiral shape. Okay, so all these bacteria get the name according to their shape. Now these bacterial cells, they are unicellular. That means single celled structure is there. They are prokaryotic in nature, children. Prokaryotic means that they do not have well-defined nucleus. Whatever DNA material is present in bacteria, it is distributed in whole cytoplasm. They are microscopic organisms and they have rigid cell wall. Children, these bacteria, they move with the help of flagella, and they are also known as decomposers of the earth. So here is a diagram of a bacterial cell. This is a single bacteria. This is bacillus shape. Now the outermost part of this bacteria, it is a cell wall, or this is a capsule. Okay, you can say it is a capsule. Now the outer membrane of the bacteria, it is a cell wall which provides rigidity. Then inside cell wall is the plasma membrane. Then as you see in the diagram, there is no defined nucleus. That means no nuclear membrane is there. This DNA, this is totally embedded in the cytoplasm. Okay. And now it has flagella. Now these projections, they are known as flagella, and with the help of these flagella, bacteria move, or these flagella, they help in locomotion of bacteria. Now children, what about the nutrition? Are they autotrophic or heterotrophic? Children, some bacteria, they are autotrophic in nature because they synthesize their own food from the organic substances. They may be photoautotrophs or they may be chemoautotrophs. Okay, photoautotrophs means either they are utilizing the light, and chemoautotrophs means they are using the chemicals from the organic substances. But large majority of them, they are heterotrophs in nature. That means they do not prepare their own food, but they depend on other organisms or the dead organic matter for their food. So this is all about for today. In next class, children, we are going to learn the reproduction of bacteria. Reproduction in bacteria. Thank you and have a nice day.